rundown of exactly what I did before you see it in the rest of the video. But basically, I stretched everything out, looped around to attach it at the top, and then in order to tighten it down on the bottoms, I looped and tied knots on almost every stanchion on the bottom. And then one of the more important parts that I found was to make sure that all of the ends that you cut are burned in so that it doesn't get frayed, or also it doesn't get loosened up or anything. But it looks really good. We're really excited because now the kids can roam around without fear of them falling off. And then one more thing that we have to do that I haven't done yet is we got these Fender hooks that will hook right here at the top to make it just a little more tighter. But yeah, we're super excited. So as you can see, the netting on the right hand side is already complete. I happened to not record that part, so I wanted to show what I did to start out. I have the netting stretched out, and I then attached it at the top so that it could at least somewhat be where it's supposed to be, and then after this I will start by looping it through on the top like I had mentioned. The line that I used for this is slightly smaller than the netting, and I also had to stretch that out and kind of try to measure out how much I needed and then cut it, and I just kind of had to eye it. This is where I show how I tied down each stanchion. I used the same rope that I used for tying the rope at the top as I did for the stanchions at the bottom. And you can use whatever type of knots that you want. I just kind of stuck with one and just did that because I'm still learning what knots to use, but I mean, it's really just whatever you feel like doing. This is the important part I was talking about burning each end in after you're done cutting the rope. They suggested a hot knife to do this. They're very expensive if you want a nice one, so I just use a torch. This is where I had to tie down the stanchion at the openings where we would need to get in and out of the boat. And I kind of just had to wing this too, but I ended up going, as you can see, looping around and then tying knots at each end. But it's really up to you. Here is the finished product. We are super happy with how it turned out, and I will leave in the description box what products I used to do this.
And I felt like getting.
I didn't get it. I would have if you would have stayed there.